Welcome to Time of Eyes Tarot. Tonight I'm going to be getting into all of the elemental readings for the month. And I say the month only because of practical time, but there is no time in tarot. So whenever you find this reading, it's meant for you. And this is specifically geared for the water signs of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So I'll be doing all four elements this month: water, air, earth, fire. We're going to get into water to begin with because I know that the water elements watch the most tarot videos. It's kind of a common analytic that I've seen as a pattern. So I'm going to start with water because I know you guys appreciate the readings in general. So thank you for liking, subscribing to this channel. I will explain too, if you can leave a comment and subscribe, like and subscribe, and you have to leave a comment to be part of the gifting. I draw monthly for gifts for my subscribers. Please leave me a comment on if you would like to win a gift. You can just say something to yes, I would love to win one of your gifts, and I'll surprise you. If you watch my videos, you'll see me presenting or posting about these gifts. I'll try and throw that in at the end of this reading. Let's get right into the reading though. I drew some cards from each pile. I'm going to be going through each pile. So pile number 1 is for Pisces. If you're a Pisces, you're pile number 1, and you have an amethyst crystal. If you can listen to all 3 if you want. Totally fine with that. Pile 2 is for Cancer, the water sign of Cancer, with the blue spotted leopard brooch. Pile number 3 for Scorpio is the purple deck with the mirrored protection ring. Okay, I drew cards from all 3 of the decks, which then I'll put back in and reshuffle the cards so everything is in real time. This is what I've got as a pulse to the reading for the water. This is a general water reading, and then we'll get into each specific with each pile. Okay, so right away, let's pull these over and see. Okay, I've got the sun coming through. I did remember, I looked at all of these because it's a pre-pulse. I like to tap in to the pulse of the reading, and this is how I can do it, is this way. So I remember seeing the sun more than once. Yeah, so the sun came out twice for a pre-pulse read for water signs. So right now is an especially illuminating time for water signs. You are in the middle of going into Leo season, which is ruled by the sun. And obviously summer is, it's a warm time of the year. Time to be outside, time to shine light on your goals and this is a very positive outlook for water signs right now. This is water and fire, which together is very alchemical. When you have water and fire together, it creates steam and boiling water. Obviously, it heats things up. You are heating up your passions, your emotional awareness, your emotional intelligence is skyrocketing right now. So stay in touch and in tune with your wisdom. Trust your instincts, trust your inner illuminating thoughts and how you're being guided right now. It's very positive, a lot of positive changes going on for the water signs. I'm going to move these markers real quick so I can reshuffle the decks, and then we'll go back through which deck is which. Okay, I've got the Empress coming through as well, and the Hierophant. So this shows me that you're able to, look at how she has a light shining from inside of her. And this is kind of what's going on for the water signs right now, is really a lot of reflection and being able to, hold on, I've got to go let my dogs in. They're barking. It's really late. I'm doing a late night reading. I have neighbors and I gotta go. I'll be right back. Hold on. Go lay down. No, I'm not rubbing your belly right now. I'm doing a reading. Okay, go lay down. Okay. Thank you. I have a basset hound named Maggie and a little Frenchie named Crockett. They are two hoodlums, let me tell you. Okay. I'm a pet lover. I also have a cat and a pair of bunnies. Okay, so you might see them on some of my shorts. But let's get into the reading here. So I've got the Hierophant and the Empress. This is very significant for water signs right now, for the male and female dynamics going on. There's no gender in tarot, and so when bringing up these dynamics, it's like, how is your, what they call anima and animus, which is a psychology term. It's based in Jungian psychology, which I'll refer to that a lot in some of my readings, because the art of tarot and the language of tarot is also very Jungian in base. So there's a lot of significance with that male and female dichotomy, or like what's going on in the psyche of that energy. And so right now, the balancing of that being Empress to Hierophant, it's almost like the epitome of a wise guide that guides the cycles of life. That would be the Hierophant. It's rooted in Taurus energy. It's very grounded. It oversees the ritual. It would be like the priest that oversees the wedding. Often the Hierophant is a wedding card. It's a in tarot, the wedding indication card. So it's like the union of the male and female here as a rites of passage. So maybe you are translated into real life. I don't want to lose you here. Psychologically though, this reading is kind of bringing in like a sense of unity within how you take ownership of being accountable to your actions as well as your functions on the like your what motivates you, which would be the more feminine side, what you are drawing to you and what you're receptive to, which is a very nurturing. The Empress is very nurturing. She's abundant. It's like you are able to have these abundant thoughts and wishes and wants. And then you're coupling that with like your higher self, your higher wisdom that dictates all of these wonderful rites of passage and the feeling of tradition, or creating new tradition and new rituals in your life. So maybe you're not afraid to step out and create like a whole new pattern in your life for these abundant seeds to be planted. Like you are able to manifest, I think, really strongly right now with these significant pulls going on for you. That this is a bipolar way of kind of being really attuned to what your needs are and being able to follow through with that. So I really wanted to speak to those. I hope I didn't lose you there with that. I've got the 8 of Cups coming through with the 2 of Cups, the Chariot, and then I'm just pulling in all these, the pre-read here, the pulse. The 7 of Pentacles was reversed, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles. So you are juggling a lot right now, and you might need to balance this. And you're moving forward. You need to stand your ground in the work that you do. And so I think that some of this has to do with how you're balancing out, how accountable you are with your schedule, with your sense of purpose in what you're doing, and how you're allowing things to happen where maybe you're saving your time. Maybe you're saving, not giving so much to the wrong priorities. With this is how I'm taking it into the real world with the Hierophant and the Empress. You are allowing people to help you more. You're being more receptive and accepting of other people's help, maybe in your own family. You are also able to dictate what changes you need to make on the outer level, on the masculine level, that how you appear in the world to yourself, how you appear for others, how you are following through on what important changes do you need to make for your big time, big picture goals here. And so you're moving forward with that with the Chariot. You're purpose driven right now. This is very purpose driven. Then there's the Two of Cups here. So this might involve a relationship of some sort. Maybe you're starting a new relationship. Maybe you're in some type of a coupling with even like a business partner, or some of you might be having new relationships at new jobs. Maybe all of those things. Maybe you are learning to have a better relationship with yourself too, and how you show up for yourself. All of these things are affecting how you show up in the world and on your pathway. You are also very importantly walking away from things that don't serve you, relationships that are toxic, people that drain you and are not helping to, they're not encouraging you. Then you don't have time for those people. You have time. Your time is important. Your time is precious. And you're seeing this, and you're not putting yourself where you don't need to be. You're not giving away that part of yourself anymore. You are excited, moving forward with a sense of urgency with this purpose. This is more fire and earth and water. This is very grounded for the water elements right now. Like you might have a sense of control over your emotions that you don't normally have, which is wonderful. So I think people are going to see that, and they're going to respect that about you, that maybe you're not giving so much of yourself away, how often the water signs do as nurturers and healers. Most water signs are high empathic people who are very sensitive, you know? I know I'm a water sign. I have a lot of water in my chart. So this is what's going on. Let's finish this pulse. You've called judgment on some major things in your life. Like maybe you ended a toxic job or a toxic relationship, and you moved on, and maybe you're closing chapters that need to be. Maybe you're standing up for yourself in ways that you haven't ever. You are really getting through these endings in a really positive way, and also getting rid of the toxicity. This is the Ten of Swords reversed and the Devil. So this is a really wonderful judgment call. This is kind of like saying enough. These are my boundaries for life. Like some of these changes that you've made are they're irrevocable. They are not anything that you'll ever go back on. You have closed the door and you have moved forward. And that's really nice to see. It's nice to see you loving yourself in that way. The Ten of Wands and the King of Pentacles, you might be working your butt off right now. And you have the security, that flow of Pentacles coming in. It's all coming in for you because you've done the work, because you're willing to do the work. And you need to really balance that and make sure you don't burn out. But you are moving forward with your finances, and this is looking really, really positive. Okay, now I'm going to put these back into each pile, and I'll reshuffle so that we can get into each of these water signs of Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I've never done the elementals like this, but I just feel like it's kind of fun to have pick a pile so that each water sign can have their own reading within the bigger reading. That's why I'm doing it this way. It just made sense. It's kind of an aha moment, like, hey, this would be a fun way to do this reading. So let's just see how it works out. Please leave me comments and let me know if you like this style of reading. I like to experiment with different styles of reading. Okay, so I've shuffled. This pile is pile number 3. It's Scorpio. I'm going backwards in shuffling. It's got a mirror ring, protection ring on it, and I'll get to that as the 3rd pile. I'm now shuffling the Cancer pile. It has roses and the blue spotted leopard brooch. That pile is shuffled. This pile for Pisces, I'm going to start with after I shuffle it. It had the amethyst crystal with it. Let's get right into pile number 1. What is going on for Pisces? Pisces, right now, what do we need to know? Here's the first card that's coming out. This is the Muse of Emotions, which in a typical deck, I believe that the Muse would be, well, I'm sensing the High Priestess right away. But this could be a blend of the Queen of Cups and maybe the Knight of Cups. The way I'm going to read it, since I'm being thrown off by the type of deck this is, the Muse is kind of like only for the language for this deck. Anyways, I'm sensing, because I do most of my readings intuitively, I'm sensing that first of all, look at how there's 2 of them. It's like you might be mirroring, you might be experiencing a twin flame type of relationship where you mirror each other. And you also might be balancing your emotional body right now. This might be really important for you right now, is tapping in and balancing and centering yourself on the emotional level. Also listening to your intuition. You are very perceptive and very intuitive as a Pisces. So this is one of your greatest gifts. Look at how they're holding a star, the 2 muses here. There's a sense of Gemini in this because of the twins, but look at, this is healing. You're healing your emotional core. Let's get into this. This is the reading for Pisces. This is coming through. This is what I just talked about, the High Priestess. So this is tuning into yourself as High Priestess energy. Pay attention to your dreams. Look at, she's holding a moon. Pay attention to your dreams, to your inner landscape. What is calling you right now? And this wanted to come through too. And this is the Queen of Pentacles. It was reversed. So you might be wanting to feel more stable with your financial flow. And I think if you can tune in to paying attention to your dreams and your emotional instincts, it's going to tell you what kind of changes you need to make to unblock this. Why does Pisces need to, right away when I cut the deck, I have the 2 of Swords with the Page of Cups. Okay, so let me read into that while I'm shuffling. So you're at a crossroads with possibly, there's an immaturity there's the young energy of the Page of Cups. So this might have to do with a child in your life, or somebody that you're relating with who is childish. um, and you're kind of at a crossroads with this. You're at like trying to make decisions. You might also be starting a project that really calls to you emotionally, and you're trying to really decide what direction to go with it. So it could be a couple of those things. Why is this reversed? So I have the Hierophant coming through right now, and it's funny because we just drew the Hierophant. Let's keep drawing. I've got the Seven of Pentacles. Remember, this was in this came through the pre-read, and it was reversed. So you do need to stand your ground with your work. This has to do with your creative work and needing to maybe evolve it further into more of a stable framework, because you're coming from the Page of Cups, which is like, right, it's like kind of naive and fresh, and you might have a lot of fun, fresh, emotional motivation for a project, but you need to ground it. You need to also balance the juggling. You might be juggling 2 jobs. You might even be juggling relationships. I have no idea. This is going to speak for different people on different levels. So you need to make some decisions because you're at a crossroad, and you need to ground. You need to figure out what it is that you truly want and what you're willing to work for, because everything that you do involves a level of work. You can have the greatest intentions, but if you don't have the follow through or the drive, it's not going to take you very far. So here we have the Knight of Inspiration coming through again. This is the Knight of Wands. You might be really good at starting things, and you need to get better at following through, is what this is telling me. Because this is kind of fiery. It's kind of impulsive. You might be an impulsive person. And so here we have the Two of Wands reversed. What else is this speaking to? The Four of Cups. Four of Cups is always telling you, like, when it's hard to find a direction, like when you're stuck in the middle of a river. Look at how I've got the twin flame feeling here again too. This feeling of you might be going back and forth in your mind about something, like seeing things from 2 different perspectives, almost like you are at war with yourself about something and making an emotional decision. The 2 to the 3 of Wands coming through. This is needing to work with others. And then this is the Lovers, which is also Gemini ruled. That was coming through, this air and water combo. So this could involve maybe a partner in your life and needing to work with them in a more cohesive or collaborative way. This could involve needing to work with others that you collaborate with in your passions project, like where you work. And if you're an artist, for instance, and you are working with others, just balancing this better and blending and being more collaborative. You might find that you can be the initiator if that's your strength, and you come up with all these great ideas. Maybe you need to have a partner that grounds you and that is willing to help you balance the follow through, balance the tediousness and the articulation of that other side of the coin. You need to balance that somehow in order to balance all of this, is what I'm gathering. And this will bring you to your 9 of Cups, which is traditionally the wishing card in tarot. And it's like being able to fulfill your own wishes. You know, this is really important. What are your wishes right now, and what is motivating you? Keeping sight of this is really important, especially if you're somebody who's driven by dreaming. You're a dreamer. Pisces are dreamers. So it's really important that you can map out maybe like a daily to-do list. Map out what you need to do on the functional level, and to keep your dreams grounded so that you can move forward as solid as possible. I have the 5 of Cups reversed. That means you're coming out of some disappointment that you might have been going through about an important relationship in your life. You're healing this, and so that's really nice because that's going to clear up energy for you to work with. I have the 9 of Wands reversed. I'll look into this. The Empress is reversed. The Muse of Wands. This is fire, energy, fire, awareness. And then I've got here the 8 of Swords reversed. So you're coming out of your head in some way. You've been kind of mentally trapped. Let me read the bottom of the deck here. I've got the Ace of Swords reversed, the Page of Emotions, the 5 of Swords. What is going on for this block? I see the Wheel of Fortune. It's part of that. It's like maybe you want to be making more money. You have all these desires. You have a lot of big dreams. Maybe you have a lot of big dreams and it's hard for you to also not be stuck in your head about all of this process. Maybe needing to get more into your body would help you to be more grounded. So having like a daily ritual for yourself where you can really ground and maybe go walking barefoot or be by water, moving your body, somehow getting into your body more through yoga or breathing or hiking or something that grounds you. And really maybe even staying in nature is really good for that, and to balance your emotional body to be more in your body. You'll be more grounded with how you function in your dreams and what you're planting for yourself. I've got the Sun coming through. It was reversed. So maybe you are going through kind of a dark night of the soul right now, which is helping you because you're clearing away your shadow. And when you get in touch with your shadow, it can actually really bring a lot of depth into your life. You might just need to go through some of that right now where you heal and do some really intense shadow work where you're willing to really heal, maybe even doing like therapy or writing a journal. These are just ideas that would help you to get in touch with your shadow side, to be able to let that breathe so that it's not something that's controlling you. You're allowing that to, when you work through your shadow side and you grieve or you go through releasing that, so that you're not, when you're trying to bottle that up and you're ignoring it, it's going to motivate you and it's going to direct you and you're not even going to know it. It's going to create like a self-sabotage in your life, and it can really wreak havoc with your relationships and your goals. If you don't take the time to acknowledge your shadow, it only magnetizes when it's bottled up. So, and as I'm talking about that, I'm looking at this, I drew the Devil reversed. It's like exactly what I'm talking about, is like, get a hold of your inner devil, of your toxicity, of maybe the things that motivate you to self-sabotage, and give it room to heal. Let it go, release it, do what you need to do to cleanse your life. And then you won't have this chaotic, compulsive side dictating your life. Like, you can get stuck in ruts or get like addictions are all a part of that, where you're stuck in a rut, you're stuck in cycles that you don't have control over. They're controlling you, and it's a form of self-sabotage. So I have here, you really want to be in touch with your creative side, and you're a little bit blocked right now. This is the Page of Inspiration, the Page of Wands. And what you're going for is being able to really take care of yourself on the financial side. So as you heal and ground, you're going to be able to do that with your passion projects as well. And that's probably how you're also going to increase your abundance in your life, is following This is taking action. This is coming out of being impulsive with your action, because this is the Knight of Swords reversed. So I think there's a level of truthfulness that you need to have with yourself. This has to do with healing your past. This is the Six of Cups. And that has to do with soulmate energy too. And there might be something that you're healing from your past, that as you do that, you're going to find balance within yourself. And here is the Muse of Pentacles, Muse of Materials. This is you being balanced and on your path. You know, here it is, the center of you, you walking the center of your path toward all of these goals and dreams. And that's taking time to heal. So that is the big message coming through for Pisces. Needing to walk away from toxic environments and people. This is the Eight of Cups reversed. You're holding on to things and people, and you're maybe holding on to too much that doesn't do you any good, like old stagnant emotions that you have not cleared out. Giving yourself room to heal that in your life is going to really bring you a lot of relief. It's going to free up so many bigger dreams for you. It'll give you the energy that you need to carry these goals forward and not get stuck and sabotaged. Because, you know, if you think about a channel of water, and how it moves through mud compared to clearing the way for the water and creating channels for the water to flow. And that's what you're doing when you're creating those releases for your emotional body. It can get stagnant, just like a river can get stagnant, just like anything in any body of water. It becomes murky. It becomes less fluid, you know? So you're trying to stay more fluid and more clear. And again, so I have every single muse has come out. And this is now the Muse of Inspiration with the Seven of Inspiration, which inspiration is the wands, the fire. And this has to do with your creative work and standing your ground and standing up for yourself and prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your healing and prioritizing how you need to take action for that. And that's what's going to bring you forward. This is a really beautiful card, the Seven of Wands. This is really having to hold yourself accountable for what you are fired up about, and taking the time to balance that. Three of Pentacles. I just want to see how this is coming through. This is the balance card right here. Temperance. That's ruled by Sagittarius. And Sagittarius typically is the archer. You know, it aligns the goals with the target, and it's like practicing being more strategic with your time and your intentions. What are your intentions right now? And are you living your life according to what your true intentions are? Are you creating the space for that? Are you giving yourself the ability to truly build your dreams? And this is what you're tempering right now. This is really beautiful. I'm going to draw from this deck to give some guidance, and then I'm going to wrap up this reading for Pisces. I've got the Devil reversed and the Hermit, okay? This is you needing to take some time to detox from toxic relationships especially. And I've got the Ten of Wands reversed. This is great to see that maybe you won't be running yourself ragged anymore through this healing. And then this brings back your sense of power, the Queen of Pentacles. That's when you are in your flow. You're in your Empress energy then when you balance this. So you need to take some time to yourself to clear out those toxic ties, so to speak. And then you'll be in your Empress and Queen of Pentacles energy, which is like you are doing so good and you're so secure in your dream building and building your finances, and you're able to take care of others and be a nurturer at that point because you have your abundance flowing, your fountain will be flowing. And that's what I'm going to leave it at. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. This is you getting along with others and having like maybe your relationship will be healing by doing this. The Two of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. That's really beautiful. What is this? The Four of Wands. Yes. So if you are married, that's like your marriage working really well. Or you getting married? You know, this is like the Four of Wands is a celebration. It can be a marriage card too. So that's why I'm reading it that way. But it can also just be celebrating your life and how grounded you are and the security and the money that you're making, and you know that relationships are working. So this is on the other side of all this, the other side of the healing. Here we are back at the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups, and this is all with this new lease on life, the new flow for you. And this is you being able to fill your own cups and take care of yourself the way that you truly need to. This is the Nine of Cups. And I'm going to leave it at that for Pisces. Let me clear the cards and I can get right into the Cancer reading. I'm just going to move the cards out of the way and I'll shuffle the deck as well. Since these readings are taking a long time, if you would like to be part of the gift drawing, I have a purple amethyst colored mug, lavender amethyst ceramic mug that says trust the process, and I'll fill it up with goodies like healing stones, some of these bundles. This is a prosperity bundle. It has dragon's blood and hibiscus. I could throw a bundle in for sending, you know, I'll send a bundle in the cups. The other cup it is written in the stars mug. Tell me which one you want to win. Please leave a comment. You need to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will be picking subscribers at the end of the month to send a gift to. I'll be picking 2 subscribers, one for July, one for August. Okay, just gonna clear this here. I've got some jewelry that I shared that I would be throwing into these mugs. A Tree of Life pendant or a vintage amethyst. So tell me what you'd like to win. I'm just clearing the cards for the next reading now is Cancer. Let me shuffle these. Excuse me. Okay. Just dropped that. Okay, I'm gonna do some Palo Santos to clear so we can get into the Cancer reading now, which is deck number 2. It has roses on it and a spotted leopard brooch. I'll just clear this. This is the deck that I'm clarifying with. Let me try to hurry and not very fast at shuffling. Okay, got that to the side. Okay, what's going on for Cancer right now for the water elementals? What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? This is a lot of cards, but I'll take them. Okay, I've got the Lovers. It's coming through reversed, so I'll look into that. I also have here, you might be trying to make a fresh start with something and it's kind of not moving as fast as you'd like. There's also there's like some competitive energy here going on. Something that's going on with juggling. Something's being juggled that could be holding up this this either the start of something that you're starting. There's a project that's kind of stalled right now because of the juggling. So something, you know, needs to balance out. This is collaborating with others and celebrating, and there also, it could just mean a third party that's clearing out, or, you know, with a relationship. We've got, though, the 10 of Earth and balance. So we've got Libra and the 10 of Pentacles. So your money is looking really good. And the fact that you can balance all this, you're going to have a sense of justice with this. So top of the deck, I've got the Life Giver. I believe that's you, Cancer. Very nurturing. Makes me think of my grandmother. Oh, and the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. This is nice. So the Chariot came through with the Devil. So you are getting away from some kind of toxicity, and as you balance that, you are moving forward with your purpose. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer. And then the Wheel of Fortune is coming in. That's beautiful. This all is very similar to the Pisces reading, where as you clear out the past, as you cleanse the past and you cleanse anything that is competing for your time and your focus, and you balance your own life, then that is also going to balance your relationships and your money flow. I have here, this is the Knight of Swords. So you're going to be making some decisions here about, this is the 10 of Wands. You're going to be making decisions on how you prioritize your energy and your time. This is you maybe creating just a more structured approach with your time on the daily level as you approach the fall. Yeah, you have a lot of air energy right now coming through. There is something that you can be very, very enterprising with here. It's a little bit blocked. You might have a mental block that you're clearing out. Let me look into this. Okay. So maybe like balancing out your giving and your receiving, some of that energy. Because I have here the Queen of Pentacles coming through reversed. Like maybe you're giving too much or not giving enough in certain areas. And then the 9 of Fire, the 9 of Wands. You might just, I think you need to be balancing your sleep and balancing different patterns in your life, balancing how you give and take. That's definitely something that's kind of like a lifelong lesson for most Cancers. Most Cancers are givers, and they just need to have better boundaries with that, because it's just something that Cancers like to do. That's what we like to do. We're nurturers. Okay, so balancing some of your nurturing energy to maybe through self-care, that usually balances it. And you have here like the fire energy coming through, curiosity of fire. So I see a balancing with all of the elements too. And here we have the 6 of Swords. This is really getting to a level of peace. So this is speaking to me right now. I'm going to pull this in. The 6 of Swords is where you have prioritized so that you have like this sense of peace in your schedule, in your projects, in how you're dealing with those around you. And that's something that you're still kind of refocusing, I think, is what's coming through. And as you do that, there's going to be a sense of equilibrium and balance for you. This will also put you in with unblocking your magician and your ability to manifest. Okay, let's look further into this. the Three of Wands and the, this is also the Hierophant. Three of Wands is blocked. Okay. So you might need guidance from others in something that you're doing, and you need to not be closed off to this. Maybe like getting some outside advice would be good. Here I have the Empress coming through. So this is really getting into the self-care. You might be kind of stubborn right now about maybe feeling a little bit aimless as well. Like you might need to really figure out what your priorities are. And I've got the Queen of Pentacles coming through for this one too. It's very similar to the Pisces reading. The Three of Wands, again, why is the Three of Wands blocked? And then the Two of Pentacles wants to come through, just like the Pisces. Both Pisces and Cancer are unblocking their Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy. I connect those often together, as well as your Two of Cups. You've got a lot of solid financial flow is coming through really big time for Cancer. And then you've got here the unblocking of the Four of Wands, which is kind of what happened with the Pisces reading. Again, these are very reflective, Pisces and Cancer right now. The Sun is coming through. This is you might have a new job that you're starting, the Page of Pentacles. This also might have to do with children, and your sense of being grounded for this, being grounded with this new job, the Six of Wands. So yeah, as you unblock, you're going to have a lot of victory in your money front and in your, and here, and the Lovers too, so in your relationships. That's nice. And that is ruled by Gemini, which is like all about having the choice. You're choosing who to be around. You're choosing what works for you. You're choosing how you spend your time. Maybe right now it's like the choices that you make, they need to be really streamlined with all that. Let's see what wants to come through. I'm going to draw a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the Scorpio reading. Some of the same advice that I gave Pisces, I would give to Cancer. Oh, this is great. The Fool. This is your new adventure. You know, you might need to take some risks in what you're doing and get out of your comfort zone as well. That might be something that is going to help you. That'll also clear away any competing energy, like any third-party distractions. This is having a passionate message coming your way. You have a passionate message coming your way. 4 to the 7 of Pentacles. You're going to be standing your ground in your work in order to really take the reins on your money flow. You need to just stand your ground, and you might be at a crossroads right now, that you're feeling like you're kind of you're working through disappointment. I've got the 5 of Cups coming out. What is all this? The 6 of Cups. So this is so similar to Pisces. You're healing your past. You're healing your soulmate energy, and you're really clearing away what maybe didn't work for you in the past. You're now maybe getting out of your comfort zone in your current relationships, and you know, maybe where you were an overgiver, you're not giving as much, and where you didn't give enough to yourself, you're going to be giving more to yourself and to the prioritizing of these ongoing competing projects, and you know, any loose ends in your life. Maybe you're streamlining your life right now, and that's going to really help you. I have here, there's a lot of sleepless nights and worry that you've had to work through. This is the Nine of Swords. But on the other side of that is this emotional happiness. So I really sense that Cancer has also been in a shadow healing time. Is just maybe further along than Pisces. And you're both healing your past. You're both moving through that to your Ten of Cups. You're getting to this emotional balancing in your life. That's so funny. You also have the Temperance card. That is so weird. Okay, so Pisces and Cancer is very connected. And if you're somebody, like I have both of these in my chart, so I'm just sitting here laughing because I'm like, it's like the same reading almost. So here you are. This is like balancing earth and water and fire. Everything's balancing. The Temperance is the card to be for Pisces and Cancer. Getting into your temperance, into yourself as an alchemist. What do you need to balance in your life for you to be happy? That's what you need to ask yourself. Okay? And that's what I'm going to end it with for Cancer is temperance, just like I did for Pisces. Now I'm going to start really thinking it would be uncanny. It would be so uncanny if we end up getting this for Scorpio. Let's see. I'm sure Scorpio will be totally different though. Hopefully. Like same reading for all the water signs. It's like, why did I do pick a card, right? Someone's like, it's making fun of the pick a card choice. Okay, I'm going to clear the cards. Just bear with me here. Make sure you get into the contest. You can do this by liking and subscribing and leaving a comment on if you want the purple mug or the mug that says it's written in the stars and it's light pink with a little moon on it. The purple mug says trust the process. They're both retro feel mugs that I'll be filling up with some fun healing gifts for you. I'm picking 2 winners, and to be in this contest you have to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Okay, so that was for Cancer. Now we're getting into this is the 3rd deck. It's a purple deck of cards. This had a protection moon ring. This is for Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. I'm clearing the cards that I clarify with. We're going to do a little Palo Santos clearing, and then we'll get right into the reading for Scorpio. I really appreciate those who've been following my channel through all the different evolutions. I'm definitely a reader who I listen to a lot of other readings. I probably listen more to other readings than most readers do. I obsessively follow many channels. I like to listen to as many different readers as possible. And so again, very influenced by different readers out there, and I'm really appreciative of the insight. I love seeing all the different styles. And those who have followed my channels and are here with this new baby channel, thank you so much for your energy. It really means a lot to me. And thank you to any readers that I've followed. You inspire me all the time. I've been reading cards for my whole life, and sometimes when you do something for that long, you can easily get into a rut with it, or so I just like to really kind of learn all the time. It's always something that is exciting. I want to keep it exciting. Let's just put it that way. The Magician is coming through. Speaking of exciting, I'm so glad. Maybe this will be a totally different reading. This is Scorpio. You've got the Magician, first card. How great. This is like manifesting, manifest destiny. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. You might be a little obsessive right now. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. You might be a little bit of a workhorse right now. You might be kind of a workaholic. but you're in a good flow with your work. Okay, you're building and you're humming along and you're in a good place. Like Scorpio, I have to say, of the 3 water signs, I think Scorpio does the best on having personal boundaries with that self-care and being self-directed, because Scorpios are naturally intense people who are very self-contained, and they're very comfortable being, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but they're just generally the more selfish of the 3 water signs. Whereas Pisces and Cancer can get easily distracted nurturing and helping others and losing sight of themselves. Whereas Scorpio tends to be a little bit more self-directed. We have here the Hermit reversed. So you actually have come out of some of that self-contained space and are out there in the world right now. If you are a Scorpio, you are comfortable being social, building your work, networking. Good job. You might need to spend a little bit more time having some alone time to hear yourself think. I would definitely say that that's good for any of the water signs, but especially for Scorpio, because you might be burning yourself out being out there. We've got the 10 of Wands coming through. I have here the Fool. So you are taking trips, traveling, you're taking an adventure with your work, you're trying new things. That's good. You're not afraid to learn new skills, because I think I see that as the Fool is not afraid to make a fool of yourself and to start with that child mind. It's very much a gift. It's like the wisest card in the deck is the Fool, because the Fool sees all possibilities, and that starts with the beginner mindset. Knowing that you know nothing is kind of a very wise place to be, so that you can learn everything, right? And then we have here the Princess of Cups. So this is the Knight of Cups reversed. You might need to work on being more loving to yourself and others, maybe not so judgmental, maybe just more self-acceptance, I think, is part of this, and also maybe showing or telling others how much you care, and not sometimes Scorpio can be a little bit of the 3, I say, from Scorpios that I've known, that they can be more biting, more callous. And I think it's okay to be soft. It doesn't mean that that's going to make you weak. Scorpios are very self-protective, and a lot of times the walls that are up are there to protect you, and that's how you've been competitive and how you've been a leader your whole life. But maybe softening up some of those lines for yourself will help you. This is coming through again with the Knight of Swords reversed. It's almost like you're fighting with yourself about your walls that you have up. Then this is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So there's something in your thought process where you feel like you're not satisfied or able to take care of yourself. Maybe you're never satisfied. Maybe you're a perfectionist. Let's see, the 2 of Pentacles reversed. You're making firm choices. That's good. You can be very, very focused. And here you are being focused, as King of Pentacles would be, and the Sun. So you're in your masculine energy really strongly. This is what it's showing me. And I think pulling in some of your feminine energy, whereas Pisces and Cancer are really right now more in the feminine energy, and maybe learning to balance more of the masculine energy, whereas the Scorpio is needing to balance the feminine energy, being more receptive, maybe standing up for choices that you need to make, maybe making some new choices emotionally in your life, and standing your ground about what you're passionate about. This is all coming through as I talk about it. The Moon. Okay, so I've got 4 cards as I was talking about this. The 7 of Wands, the Chariot, the Moon, and the Queen of Wands. So maybe letting yourself celebrate yourself more and your feminine side more would help you with that. If you're a man, this would mean that you allow yourself to receive more, not to have to carry the weight of everything. Maybe you make decisions with others rather than just where you take over and make all the decisions and have to control, whatever you resonate with. Some of you might feel like you're a highly masculine woman who takes charge, you like to call the shots, you are in action and pulling in your being in your emperor mode is easy for you. But maybe tempering this for yourself would be, getting into your Queen of Wands energy in a way where you allow others to give you attention, where you stand your ground about doing things that are fun for you and self-care rituals that are really putting you on a sense of purpose with what you're doing in a different way than how you're doing. Maybe you're doing a lot of things out of obligation to keep things running, and it's time to take a step back, detach, take some time to kind of reorganize and to soften some of your choices, and to kind of enjoy putting your feet up a little bit more and not having to be so masculine in your approach, whether you're male or female or whatever. There's no gender in tarot. It's what you're resonating with and trying to give you a balance of perspective. So I've got the King of Cups coming in. So this is being more in touch with your emotional instincts and allowing yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable, to be quite honest, is kind of what that means. Maybe just, opening up with friends and getting out there and making some social plans that involve where it's in a more intimate setting where you can talk about your life and, maybe even going and talking to somebody that can listen to you about things. Maybe you need to open up more and not be so in control and so functional. There's a part of you that wants to maybe allow yourself to not be functional and to fall apart a little bit. Maybe you need to have a good cry. Okay, so then we've got the Two of Swords. So you're at a crossroads as well. And this is about your emotional happiness. This is the Ten of Cups. So this is you. You're not calling judgment. This is the Judgment reverse. So you might need to make better judgment calls on how you're fulfilling your heart's desires, as compared to maybe you're competing with what your duties are calling you to do. Maybe you feel a sense of obligation with your goals and really just needing to be more strategic about allowing time for truly rebooting yourself, or if you've had a really long, stressful day, taking a long walk by the water, taking time to yourself to meditate or to just have some quiet time where you're maybe taking a soak and reflecting more. It would help you to get into, and this puts you into your Knight of Cups and being able to move with that emotional awareness. Okay, so let me look into this deeper and then we'll wrap up all of the water readings. I'm gonna pull some clarifiers for Scorpio. This is for the Scorpio reading. You're welcome to listen to all three of these piles and how they reflect on the water elementals. I've got the Empress is reversed, came out blocked. This is the same for all three water signs. So this is really important for the water signs right now, is being open to their Empress energy. Okay, allowing yourself to receive help from others and to nurture yourself. Give it back to yourself. this will balance your Emperor energy, which might be in overdrive right now for Scorpio, is what we've determined. The Eight of Pentacles, this has to do with how you work. And then maybe getting more into your emotional Queen of Cups energy too. This is really nice. This is kind of what I was talking about, basically. I might leave it at this. What's coming through? Yeah, because you're burned out on some level. Yeah, and that's what you're calling judgment on. So I'm going to leave you with this card. This is the Queen of Cups. This is you giving back to you and healing your heart. Right now is really important for Scorpio. Okay, so please like, subscribe, and thank you for following the water elements. The next one I'll be getting into will be either the earth or the air. I'll do fire last. And I'm going to post that as soon as I can. And thank you for taking the time to awaken with Time of Eyes Tarot.